guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, you're welcome to join this community. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. As you already know, this is your Uber girl, and I'm here to equip you with all the information that you need as a driver and also as an aspiring driver. Yes, so today we are going to be talking about the mistakes that drivers make that lower their rating. So the first mistake that can lower your rating as a driver is ignoring trips. Yeah. So when you receive a ride request, you should take it. Actually, accept it. Take the trip. Yeah, but if you don't intend to be driving, then you have to turn off your app because if you ignore trips, your rating will drop. Yeah. And even also that some riders actually can report you that you're ignoring their request. So you see the Uber app is like that. The second mistake that can also lower your rating as a driver is canceling trips. Yeah, so if you receive a request and then you cancel, it also lowers your rating. Yeah. If a rider also cancels, it also affects you. But if you're at platinum or diamond level of Uber Pro reward program, you're always protected. It's only the app is able to weigh and see which rating can affect you, which rating it should ignore or include on your part of your rating. The third mistake is obviously poor attitude towards your rider, being rude. Yeah. So if you have a poor attitude, you don't greet people, you're showing attitude, you just moody, and something like that. At the end of the trip, a rider will rate you 1 and indicate their rudeness, and that can lower your rating on your app as well. The fourth mistake can be loud music. Yeah, most people, especially diplomatic people, they don't like loud music at all. Yeah, they don't like. Some people don't just want quiet because sometimes they would want to talk on phone. Sometimes they are listening to something on their phone using their earphone. Sometimes they just want that quiet time between where you're picking them and dropping them for them to think, for them to reflect the day, for them to think about their next meeting, their presentation, and something like that. So if you put loud music, you are interfering, you are inconveniencing your rider. So just always turn off your music when you receive a request and you're picking your rider, unless the rider requests you to turn on the radio or to put music. But usually, please put your music off until you drop the person, and then you can put it back on because most people don't want loud noise or music at all. Like most people, especially those professional guys, they don't want loud music at all. And then the fifth one, obviously, is a dirty car. If your car is dirty, smelly, dusty, littered, and not well taken care of course, the rider is going to feel intoxicated, is going to feel bad. Yeah. And they will obviously give you a lower rating that will affect your entire rating. Yeah, the rider is going to include their dirty car, and it will lower your rating. So ensure your car is always clean, smelling better. Yeah. And the sixth one is obviously a dirty driver. If you work the whole day, you work the whole night, you only find time to sleep in between, and you can't go back home or wherever you stay to shower, you will be smelling for people. Yeah, and that cannot go well with your rider. They will obviously give you 1, and it will affect your rating. They will also indicate that because Uber has reasons as to why if you're giving someone 1, it will also indicate that they can select this one is rude, this one is dirty, dirty car, loud music, whatever. they have all the reasons they can select from, depending on their circumstances in which they are facing. And the other one is also poor communication or not communicating. Some people actually they expect you to call them when you receive their request, or send a text to indicate that you're on the way, coming to pick them. Yes, like as I have ever mentioned, Uber has those messages that are already pre-configured. The auto messaging, you can just select, you tap on it uh, to indicate if you're on the way. There's another one if you have arrived. So you just tap on that, I'm on the way, and the rider will know that you're on the way. So that one will settle the issue of communication. And then the next one is arriving late for pickup. You find someone is waiting for you, you take 30 minutes to arrive, and yet, according to them, the time they ordered for the ride, it was only a few minutes, and then probably you are on a ride on a different app, and this other you leave Uber app on, and then you receive a request, and then now you also accept it, and yet you're on a different ride. So you want to first drop this other person and then come back for this person. That will mean that your rider is going to wait for you for a long time. So obviously some people will cancel the trip, or probably they will wait if you communicate, but then they will indicate that you arrived late, and that is also catered for in the app, so they will always rate you arriving late for pickup. Another mistake that drivers make is using another car that is not registered on the app. So whenever you buy another car, you upgrade to another car, or you get another car, you have to update the app. You add the new car that you have got, and then it will be the one that is operational. But if you don't, you receive a request, and then you'll go to the pickup point. Your rider will be looking for you, and they will be stranded because they're looking for the number plate that is on the app, and they can't see that number plate. And some people actually don't even give a heads up that the car that I'm using is different from the one on the app. So usually, if you have changed your car and you have not updated the app, you can kindly just send a text to your rider to let them know that the car that is registered on the app is not the one you're using. So you give them the number plate, the color of the car on the chart, and then when you arrive, they will not be stranded. They will just know that my driver has arrived, and then they are able to come to your car. And unlike when you don't communicate, they will be stranded, and of course, they will also rate you low. So the second last mistake that drivers make is using the phone while driving. When you're driving, you cannot be using the phone. You should get a phone holder, and then you put it on the windscreen, and you plug your phone there in case you're using Google Maps, so that you can be able to see the navigation and drive well. But receiving the phone call while you're driving, or making a phone call while you're driving, or texting while you're driving is very dangerous, and you put yourself and your rider at a risk. So this one automatically will give you a lower rating, because your rider is going to report you to Uber at the end of the trip that you were using the phone while driving, and it will lower your rating. So the last one is negotiating for the trip fare. A rider makes a request, and then you ask them how much was the app showing, and then they tell you how much the app is showing, and you see that the amount of the money is little. So you start negotiating. You tell them to pay you off the app. You tell them to give you a certain amount of money as compared to what the app is showing. So that one automatically actually gives you a suspension, because Uber can suspend you like for 3 days, or even 2 weeks, or even seven days. Yeah, actually that one of negotiating, they can suspend it for 7 days. But if you keep doing it, actually they deactivate your account, and you can never drive with Uber. So you don't want that to happen to you. So in a nutshell, take note of what I have mentioned, because with lower rating, you will start getting fewer trips. Uber will give you few trips if your rating is low. You can even take a whole day without getting a trip, or only one trip, and that means that you're going to have lower earning, you go back without money, and also you risk the activation, because if your rating is really too poor, Uber will just deactivate you and you cannot drive with Uber again. You cannot resign, they cannot give you a plea. Yeah, that is how bad it gets. So make sure you're doing the right thing so that you keep your rating good and you keep earning money. Until the next video, bye bye.